Alright guys, so today we're going to go over this brand called 100% Pure Cosmetics. This is their foundations that they sent me. They sent me a ton of different foundations options. We've got the Second Skin, the Tinted Moisturizer. We've got the, what is that, Truly Skin? No, Superfruits Healthy Foundation, and then their cream foundation. So there's a bunch of different foundation options. I'm going to go over all the different finishes of them, why I like which ones, which one I feel works best, and how to use them. I'll definitely give you my best practices because I had a little bit of a mishap at first, figured out how to use it. And now that I know how to use it, I look nice and smooth. And don't forget guys, this is also a vegan and cruelty-free brand, so if that is really important to you, definitely check them out. Definitely stay tuned for part 2. That's going to be the eye look over this. But today, let's go ahead and cover the foundation. Okay guys, so first things first, I have already moisturized my skin, and if I haven't mentioned this already, this is the biggest thing with this entire line. You cannot, and I mean you cannot, wear anything else but a moisturizer with it. And I mean that in a great way. It saves you a lot of time, but do not do like an extensive serum regimen based morning routine. The first day I tried it, I wore like my typical like 3 serums, my moisturizer, and like my rose water spray afterwards with a lot of product. And at the end of it, whenever I got finished and I put the foundation on, I was like, gosh, it's so patchy. And I was like, what's wrong with this? I was like, this looks so pretty the first day. Did it again, and I was like, gosh, it looks, and I kept telling myself, it looks so pretty the first time I did it. I was like, what was I doing differently that day? And I remembered back, I had actually just washed my face. I think I just came back from the gym and washed my face because I remember it was clean. And I just threw it on to just see what the colors were like. So anyways, that's the biggest thing with this foundation. Do not wear a primer, do not wear a moisturizer or anything but a moisturizer. Don't even wear a primer with it. I know that sounds crazy. I normally would never say that, but this foundation has different things that you can wear underneath it as like a primer. So for instance, their Second Skin foundation, this one is really, really nice for, you're supposed to wear like as a primer on its own. And I will be honest, this is my favorite one. This is my favorite throw on, barely any makeup, like very lightweight, almost no makeup look. Really honestly, essentially no coverage. It just evens out, like it takes out my redness. If I have a zit, I definitely still have to put like foundation, like an actual like full coverage or something on top of it. But if I just want to even out my skin, walk out the door, call it good, I will definitely wear this one. They also have, and I'm going kind of from like lightest to fuller coverage. And honestly, about the same coverage. I didn't have the best luck with this one. This was the Tinted Moisturizer. Now, I love the formula, but the reason I didn't have a great luck with it is the colors. Their cream and white peach in the liquid, like Tinted Moisturizer, is a little bit darker, I noticed. So I wear the cream in some and the white peach in the other, and it's kind of weird. Well, it's not really weird, just different formulas, different coloring. So just kind of keep that in mind. But they were a little too dark for me, so I wore when I was spray tanning. It looked really pretty. It was very like no makeup. It was a little bit more hydrated than I would prefer to be if I didn't put, well, I love to be hydrated, so I really can't say that. But like, I don't like to have to necessarily powder a whole lot afterwards, and this one I felt a little bit more hydrated. Still would really recommend it, but maybe for drier. This one a little bit more for normal combination. Keep in mind this does have a moisturizer in it, so you could always skip your moisturizer. I personally always still wear a moisturizer. And then the next step up in coverage is the Superfruits Healthy Foundation. Now I did like this one. Shade was fine for me, but I found the combination of these two that I'm going to show you today is my favorite when it comes to this collection, especially for today specifically. But this one's really, really nice if you want more coverage than the Second Skin, but you don't need the hydration of this and you still need more coverage than the Tinted Moisturizer. This is going to give you about a light to medium coverage, where those are just going to be like sheer to light, and this is going to have more of just like a natural finish, not necessarily super glowy or super matte. And then the next ones that they sent me, they actually sent me a ton of stuff, and I really can't thank them enough for it. This is the 100% Pure Fruit Pigmented. I believe they're all olive and fruit or just fruit pigmented, and these are their cream foundations, which is their full coverage options. Now, excuse me, same thing as I said before, I didn't have the best luck the first time I wore them. I figured out what worked best. No primer underneath, nothing else underneath. And what I personally like to do is I take the full coverage one and I wear the Second Skin underneath it. They recommend on their website or on the box of this, I can't remember exactly, but it's in one of those two. They recommend to wear this like as a primer, so I did try that, and I love the way the combination of these two wore, because this by itself is fine, but I would have liked to have something a little bit to even me out first underneath. So that's the combination I'm going to do today. Like I said, Tinted Moisturizer would be a great option if you are a little bit more, honestly, tanner, because cream, I believe, is their lightest shade. No, they have one more lighter one, I believe. So if you're really fair, or like you consider yourself the same colors that I wear, I would definitely go for that lighter option if you're really dry in this one. That's for that sheer coverage. And then this one would be great for just like everyday, like just regular makeup. I'm only wearing the thicker one today because I am going to be filming. Lights are more intense, redness peeks through a little bit more, so I just I personally am gonna do that. But if it was like a normal everyday, I probably would just wear the second skin or just throw in a little bit of this one. And like I said, this one has a really nice, just natural finish. Not matte, not really glowy, it's just pretty much as is. What I'm gonna do is I have nothing on my skin, just my moisturizer, and I'm going to go in with the second skin, and I am gonna use both shades. So what I'm gonna do is I wear the cream in the thick foundation, but when I don't mean thick in a bad way, like thick full coverage. And in the second skin, I wear the white peach all over, and I highlight my under eye because I don't like to do a whole lot of coverage under my eyes, not until I get them filled. Just because like that depth, I'm just like I'm not trying to make it look more obvious, so I'm just gonna very lightly brighten it up with the cream. So I do this all over and then this under the eye. And I'm just gonna take like a Tarte foundation brush, give this a good shake, 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 shake. Now, honestly, you could probably use a beauty blender, but I will just use a beauty blender at the end to lightly buff it in. And it isn't a dropper, so I just drop like pretty much almost everything that's in the dropper. Like I said, this is super sheer coverage. And I'm gonna pick up just a little bit on that brush and just start to work it into the skin. With this foundation, it does glide on really easily. I just like to buff it out. Wow, that actually looks pretty good on camera. Look at that. Like, I mean, I'm still gonna put the full coverage on top, but like, that's reading pretty well. Here, let me buff it in a little bit more. And then I'll let you guys take a closer look at it. I don't know how well that's zooming in, but in person it reads really nice. I am a little excessively dry around my nose. I've been breaking out a lot, so I've been trying to treat it a lot, which will make me dry out really badly. So yeah, struggles. So I'm gonna go in and buff out this other side on my nose, and I'm gonna drag a little bit down my neck, and I will be right back. Now I'm gonna wait to brighten my under eye until after I put that other foundation on. So I got this in 2 shades. I got it in Toffee, which I will use to contour with. Any of you that were like, what the? That is too dark for you? I know, I got a contour color. So I'm gonna take that full coverage foundation, their cream one, and I'm gonna take it in shade Cream. So like I'm creaming this shade, I'm wearing the white peach second skin. And I'm just going to press this on top. Now I'm going to use a beauty blender instead of a brush, just so that I don't get too heavy of a finish. Because I want the coverage, I want the pigment, but I don't want any extra heaviness on the skin. Now what I like about this one is it looks so creamy. Like this full coverage foundation is very buttery looking. Now I do feel like it goes on best with the beauty blender and with the second skin underneath, so that the coverage doesn't look heavy. Like everyone knows, if you wear full coverage, like full coverage can sometimes look like bomb full coverage, but it still looks like full coverage. And sometimes you can get a full coverage and it still can somewhat look like skin. And that's kind of the finish I feel like it gives when you do the two together. Same thing, I'll kind of come in so you guys can see my pale skin. I am a little broken out underneath right there, but all right. I'm feeling happy, I'm feeling cute. So now we're gonna go in with the Coffee foundation. I'm sorry, not Coffee. And I'm gonna go in with this tiny little brush right here, and I'm gonna really work up this product into a nice cream. And I'm just gonna lightly contour that face just a little bit. My little trick for the contouring is to make sure you smile and it fits underneath your cheekbones right there. Go higher than lower, it'll kind of make your face look happier throughout the day. And then we're gonna etch out that nose. And this is gonna be a pretty quick application, and you could skip the full coverage foundation and just contour and call it good. You don't even necessarily need to contour. Because I am so pale, I do like to give myself some color back to the skin, otherwise I'm like, I look like a piece of paper. So, and I'm just gonna blend this in, and I'm gonna start right here in the cheeks and pull that color backwards. And just press it, and you're pretty much done. I mean, it blends out, they blend together very quickly. It does have coverage, so it does add almost like another layer of coverage in the darker parts of the face. And I'm gonna blend out the other side and my nose and I'll be right back. So now we're gonna go in and highlight with the second skin. Sunshine. Ugh. Ugh. Sunshine. Oh god. Okay. He's done. He likes that it's 100% pure, so was, you know, giving his stamp of approval. Thanks, Sunshine, we appreciate it. But anyways, we're gonna go in with second skin in shade Cream now. I got his cat hair in my mouth. We're gonna go in and highlight, and we're gonna take a couple drops of this one. And we're gonna take our blender, rounded side, and we're gonna just press it in the under eye. Just a very light highlight. I'm not trying to do anything too heavy. If you did want more coverage, you could totally use that full coverage foundation in a lighter shade to highlight as well. Then I'm going to take a little bit on my finger, highlight my nose. When I contour, I pretty much almost take the contour color back over the top, so I really have to make sure I highlight afterwards. But I like that for quick application, so I don't have to be quite so precise. See, look, and I can just kind of fix the areas I don't like. All right, I'm going to set my face with powder and we'll be done. Alright guys, and after this you can definitely put a setting spray on if you want to. I hope I've covered a couple of the different foundation options that are out there. You know, your full coverage, your really sheer, the two different sheers, the like sheer with less hydration and this sheer with like a lot of hydration. So you can kind of pick what you think will work best for you. And then my tips and tricks on the cream, definitely these are great for cream contouring and stuff like that. Y'all saw they blended out really, really easily. They set down really nicely with powders. A few other things I'm going to do for the part 2 of this video. Alright guys, as you can see, I did the rest of my face, eyes and everything. That's that second video, so I will definitely link it down below when it's available. This one should be out first, so definitely check out the other one when it comes out too, part 2. Stay tuned for that. So if y'all guys want to check out any of their stuff, I'll definitely list it all down below. And remember guys, it's your life, make it beautiful.